My name is Aisha, and I could not believe what I heard at our dinner. How did this secret stay hidden for 3 years? My family always mocked my husband. They called him lazy and unlucky. They said he had no job and no money. I felt ashamed. I defended him, but they laughed harder. At our wedding and at family reunions, they said cruel things. I felt betrayed by my own family. Suddenly, on our 3rd anniversary, his phone rang and the voice said, "Good evening, Mr. Chairman." My hands shook. My sister stopped eating. My father turned very red. The room felt like it would break. Who was the chairman? What truth did my husband hide from us? I wanted to run out, but my baby son looked up at me and smiled. The secret in the phone call was a bomb. Could our small home survive this new storm? My name is Aisha. I live with my husband, Arif, and our 3-year-old son, Sammy. We live in a small family home. I come from a family with much money. My parents are proud and loud. They like to talk at parties. They like to show heirloom jewelry and to tell old stories. When I married Arif, my family did not like him. He had no job and no car. He said he was looking for work. I tried to be calm. I loved him. I told my mother, "He is a good man." My mother frowned. "Good men need money," she said. My sister said, "We will help you. But don't bring shame to us." I felt small. At home with Arif, life was quiet. He cooked and took care of Sammy. He read old books in the attic. He said he wanted a simple life. We had small dreams. At night, I would listen to him laugh with Sammy. My heart was warm. But when we visited my family, they whispered and pointed. A cousin asked, "When will he find real work?" Arif smiled and said, "Soon." I believed him. I wanted to protect him. One day, my father found a small letter in our mailbox. The letter had a company name and a note. He read it and said, "This man is lazy. He does not even work in a good company." My father put the letter on the table like a judge. I felt anger and fear. Arif only said, "Don't worry. I will show you." I asked, "When?" He looked out the window and did not answer. The house had many memories. Sammy played with an old heirloom toy. The attic had a childhood box with my school photos. I kept thinking of a will my grandmother made. She left a small piece of land to me. Maybe my family thought I used that to marry him. The day of our anniversary came. I thought it would be quiet. I did not know the chair of a board would speak our name. The phone call at the dinner table was the first sign. My mother asked, "Who called?" Then my sister laughed and said, "It must be a sales call." My heart beat fast. I looked at Arif. He kept his head down. Sammy reached for his plate. I could not eat. My mind was full of one word, secret. The secret was about to burst into light. What else did he hide? The ring was loud in the quiet room. The voice on the phone said, "Good evening, Mr. Chairman. The board waits." My father choked on his food. My sister's hand hit the table. My mother stood. "What?" she cried. I held Sammy and wanted to run. Arif answered the call. His voice was calm. He said, "I will be there." He put the phone down and looked at my family. For one long second, no one spoke. My father asked, "Chairman of what?" Arif said, "A company I work with." Suddenly, my cousin took out her phone and searched. The company name in the letter was real. It had a big office and a logo. My family read the news. A local paper had a photo. The photo said the chairman had an old friend and new projects. My mother cried and sat down. She held my hand like a child. My sister said, "You lied to us, Aisha." I felt pain that cut like a knife. I looked at Arif. He did not shout. He only whispered, "I did not tell you because I wanted to live a simple life with you. I wanted you to love me, not the money. I am sorry I let you feel shame." My brother-in-law stood up and said, "You lied to my sister. You used her." My father said, "You should have told us. We would have welcomed you." The neighbors came to watch the noise. We were no longer private. I felt anger at both sides. Did Arif hide the truth to protect me? Or did he hide it to hide power? Sammy started to cry. He had eaten nothing. I picked him up and went to the small garden. Arif followed and said, "Aisha, I know this looks bad. But please listen." I said, "Why hide? I am proud of you, but I wanted the truth. We needed honesty in our home." Arif took my hand. "I will tell you everything. I will show you the attic papers and the will. I have a reason to hide. My father made a promise before he died. He told me to start again small. He wanted me to learn humility. I took his lesson. I also took a job to help people. I never wanted your family to feel bought. I wanted you by love, not by money." My mind jumped to the attic and the childhood box. Was there a letter there? I felt a pull to know more. I walked back inside. My mother watched me. Her face was soft now, but tired. The family wanted to leave the house as if a storm was over the roof. But a new storm was coming. What did Arif hide in the attic? I wanted to open the box and find the truth, but my hand trembled as I reached for the old key. I climbed the attic stairs. The attic smelled like old wood and dust. Arif followed me quietly. He held a small metal box. My heart hit hard. Inside were papers, a small letter, and a photograph. The photograph was of a young Arif with an older man. The letter was from his father. It said, "My son, when you are ready, make your own way. If you must hide my name, do so. Let my son learn the world. When he can carry truth and mercy, he will step forward." I sat on the wooden floor and read the words again. I felt both pain and pride. I thought of the will my grandmother left. My family had spoken of inheritance and heirloom many times. If Arif had money, maybe he could take our house and give it back to me. But he did not want that. He wanted respect from our family. He wanted us to see him as a good husband and father. I asked, "Why did you not tell your family?" He told me about a meeting with people who wanted to buy the family land. He said, "If the board knew about my marriage to your family, they would think I used their money." I needed to show I could lead without help. He spoke like a man who had lived in two worlds. I looked at the photograph again. The man with Arif had a kind face and a small scar. I felt like I had never really seen my husband. He had been a hidden heir to more than money. He had been a hidden heir to respect. I went downstairs to find my mother crying in the kitchen. She held out the old heirloom locket. "I judged you wrong," she said. "I am sorry." My sister stood at the doorway. Her eyes were wet. My brother-in-law kept his distance. The neighborhood was noisy now. People whispered about the man who was a chairman in secret. The board wanted him at a meeting the next day. The company was in a mess. They needed a steady hand. Arif had helped save small factories and jobs. I felt ashamed he had to hide to do good work. At night, Arif told me again why he stepped back. I wanted Sammy to grow without money in his eyes. I wanted him to play and not feel the weight of a name. But I also did not want to see my wife and child shamed. I thought of the custody fights I had seen at court. I thought of divorce stories at family reunions. The thought of losing Sammy pained me more than any insult. Now the story spread. Old friends came to our door. A distant uncle asked for a meeting about the will and the land. The press called a small paper in our town. My life felt like a stage. I had to choose. I could let my family throw us out, or I could stand strong. I looked at Sammy sleeping and felt a new power. I would stand with my husband. But can we face the board and the crowd tomorrow? The answer hung like a phone call that had not yet rung. The next day the whole family came to our house. The board did not come then. My father asked for the company name, and my sister demanded proof. Arif stood in our small living room and spoke in a calm voice. He told the story of his father and the promise. He told them how he learned to lead with care. He showed the letter and the photograph. Then he showed a file with plans to save small factories. He had spent money and time to protect many people. My mother cried and said, "We were cruel. Forgive us." My father bowed his head. The neighbors clapped like they did at a play. The board called and asked him to come to the city. He said, "I will go, but first I will take my family with me in my heart." The big reveal changed our home. People now saw him as the man who had heart and power. I learned a lesson about pride and truth. Do not rush to judge a quiet life. Do not laugh at a man who may be carrying a hidden light. My family learned to say sorry and to listen. Arif and I grew closer. Sammy learned to clap for his father. For English learners, the lesson is simple: truth and love matter more than words. Keep your promises and speak with honesty. In the end, power without kindness is empty, and kindness without truth is weak. We kept our small home. We kept our love. The last page in the attic said, "When you are ready, step forward." We stepped forward together, and I never looked back.